Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and attack helicopters of all ages, welcome to the SSBB Endurance Race. This is the exhibition race. That's going to carry us between the seasons. Obviously, 2022, the racing season hasn't started yet. Let me just get everything in my hand that I need. McFlurry says he's waiting for me. Oh, he's so sweet. I'll tell him I'm here. Let's see, streaming. We've got people in the stream. We'll see who's there in just a sec. Okay, who have we got? We've got Issa's here, I know that. Hi, Issa. He can hear me apparently. Awesome. Zafra's here, he likes my top. Thank you, rocking the doggo as always. Who else is here? I'm here. Oh, brilliant. Alex. Hi, Alex, if you're still here. Or if you're racing, I don't know. I've not looked at the race list yet. Tonight we're doing a 90-minute endurance race at Spa in the LMP1 cars, and this isn't just the regular LMP1 cars. These cars have to be hybrids, so that's going to be cool. There's no minimum pit stop time, and the cars are looking superb. That is not the racing line, Death Raccoon. It is a racing line, but it's not the racing line. That car is absolutely destroyed. We are going to qualifying very soon. There are cars everywhere. This looks like it's going to be chaos, but I think we've got a pretty big grid. Is that 12 drivers? Let's see how big the lobby is. Back to the lobby. Yeah, we've got 12 drivers by the look of it, so this could be a good race. Yep, you guys chatting away in chat. That's exactly what I want you to do. And also, once we're qualifying, I want you guys to tell me if you can hear me okay and if you can hear the cars okay. You've got to hear the cars. You can't be a petrol head and not listen to the cars. We've got a 10-minute qualifier, a 90-minute endurance race. The drivers may use any tyre of their choice at any time, which is going to be exciting. We're going to keep an eye on the strategies. I am absolutely at a blank as to what is going to happen tonight. We've got some really, really fast drivers. My money's on Mr. Bombastic. Let me know in the chat who on that list is doing it for you. We know McFlurry Twist is fast. We know JSM is fast. Death Raccoon is fast. BRPRD3. Dens, Davide. Jack. I didn't look at the video to find out how to pronounce your name. I'm going to go with Yak. Tonight, Jack, you are Yak. Maybe I'll call you Yak Jack, I don't know. Who else we got? We got ZCRC's HKS. I'm just going to call you C's. S-Man, J Wonderful, Vale Rio. Nice. I'll call you Valerie, I suppose. Audio and sound all good. Cheers, Zafra. Wait until the car starts streaming past in quali. There we go. Now you can really tell me what the audio is like. Caught you, McFlurry, just as you binned it. It's our first chance to really have a good look at the liveries. I did complain earlier, I asked the driver to slow down a little bit because they were going so fast we couldn't get a good look at the liveries. Also let me know what the webcam is, because we've got a new ring light tonight and I've got a new mount for the webcam, which I'm hoping to use in my upcoming streams on my channel and on this channel as well. Just like last time. No, not you, Jack. The other Jack. Jack 44 is Yak. You're. Never mind. Go back to chatting. Jay Wonderful is a driver we've not seen before. Oh, it looks like these guys have got pre-made liveries. I don't know if perhaps not everyone's made their own livery for this. I'm sure we can filter through them, see who the... Oh yeah, we know that is that's got SSBB written all over it, and not literally, but that's definitely an SSBB livery right there if ever I've seen one. That is very sparkly and shiny, Dens. That's nice. I like the stars especially. You've got the 5-star racing, of course. That's why there's stars everywhere. I think there are more than 5. Davide, what are you rocking? You rocking 5-star? You're rocking Dirt Nurse, okay. Oh, and that's a big tank slapper from Davide as he comes out of the bus stop, trying to get the power down as early as he can. JSM, of course, on the 5-star racing livery. Takes the source a little wide there. Mr. Bombastic, I think, got a bit of a tank slapper coming out of there because he's not on the right line. But we'll follow Mr. Bombastic because, like I said before, he's my pick to win the race. He's been phenomenally fast in RBX, and I know that in the RBX race here particularly, he was brutally fast. Unfortunately, had a big accident right at the end on worn tyres, and it did cost him a podium. Hopefully, he'll be able to do more with that today. What's happening in the chat? Good quality webcam, bud. Thank you. And yes, Zafra is the imposter. Apparently. Where are we now? We're about halfway around the lap. Okay. Unfortunately, at this point, we can't get too much info. We can see the tyres, racing softs all round, I think, for qualifying. Nobody go for super soft, so obviously the wear rate is quite high. Mr. Bombastic there out very, very wide. He's not going to like that. Something we don't normally get with the racers. For those of you who don't race the LMP1s, if you look below the fuel gauge on the left hand side of the screen next to the tyres, you can see there's a battery gauge, and that is for the hybrid feature of the car. And that's going to be pivotal. That's all going down to how people are using that for acceleration. You see certain cars are going to burn that out at different times, I think. Probably recharge it differently. Yeah, you see JSM's car here still has plenty of battery left. There's a little red down arrow there showing that it's using the battery. You see that green arrow there in the bottom left corner to show that you've got a regen. So that's all going to be things to watch out for during the race. This Bombastic says the first time we've got it for 2 minutes 0.7. Davide goes faster. Dens into the 159 straight away. Oh, Valerie, a 157.7. So that's the sort of pace we're looking at. That is a phenomenal time. Who's not come through yet? BR PRD3. Somebody we know is a fast driver. We've got Death Raccoon in second and Dens in third. Times are tumbling. You've got to assume that some of these drivers are using other drivers' slipstreams, which is sneaky, but of course perfectly acceptable in all forms of motor racing. So 159s are looking like the I'm not an alien time, while 157.7 is just ridiculous. And if that sort of pace is going to be kept up during the race, that's going to be just crazy. You using super softs? No. But look, you can see here that the Vale has a pretty hefty slipstream, but the way I'm seeing it here is he's getting held up now, sucked in too close to that crowd. Where did POD end up? In fourth. So that's pretty good. Has anybody not completed the lap yet? JSM has completed the lap. Jay Wonderful about to complete his first lap. Where's Jay in the grand scheme of things? Didn't look too hot coming out of bus stop. 2:48, so clearly some sort of an incident occurred there. Next man across the line is going to be S-Man, who looks like he's recovering from a penalty there, so that's not ideal. 2:58. Oh, and he's got damage as well, so that's pretty bad for S-Man. C's going straight in for some new tyres. That could be tactical, that could be down to burning off fuel. And here's Flurry, who's not put a lap in yet. We're back to see what sort of pace Flurry's on. Taking very carefully through there. Is he doing the... Oh, he's doing the warm-up lap, that's why. See the revs there? He was burning off as much fuel as he could. Up at the front, Vale about to come through for the second flying lap. JSM not really troubling the top drivers. No improvement there. Death Raccoon improves to a 1:58 to put himself second. Well done, Death Raccoon. Jack, you've got a penalty. That's not ideal. Who else is on a hottie? BRPRD3, he's on a hot lap right now, and he's trying to improve from fourth place. 1.8 seconds down, and you're in fourth place. That is incredible. It looks like PRD3's got some lag going on there. That's not ideal. So, is that fastest lap a fluke? Is that a product of a healthy slipstream? I suppose we are going to find out. Whew. And BRPRD3 there having a massive moment. What are we doing here in the chat? Says anyone in the Audi? That's a great question. Let's see what we've got. Let's look at the timing stream. Do we have the car? Here we do. So we've got the Toyota looking like the car to be in. Davide's in the Audi. We've got McFlurry Twist in the Audi. And then we've got S-Man, J Wonderful, BR PRD3 in the Porsche. Everybody else rocking that Toyota. Bombastic choosing the older Toyota, which is interesting. He's the only person who's gone for that older Toyota. We'll see if that pays off. Someone else who's gone faster. S-Man just gone faster. Couldn't have gone much slower. For the front there, this man, absolutely phenomenal. There's that 204 from the previous lap, so he was being held up by the likes of McFlurry, who it looked like was having a bit of an incident. Death Raccoon's got close to that time, but I don't think anybody else has. Not really. Death Raccoon's got a bit of a toe now. Can he improve with that toe? Not this time. And Yak Jack. Maybe we should call him Double 4, I don't know. Car number 44. Flashing his lights there, very cool. We've got 1.5 minutes of regular time for qualifying, finishing. JSM there pulling out of the way. He's got a penalty. He's trying not to get in the way of BRPD3, so that's a brilliant bit of showmanship there. Meanwhile, I don't know. I think that this grid looks pretty set, unless anybody's got something really spectacular in the bag. And the reason I say that is because batteries are low, tyres are worn. I think unless anybody's dived into the pits to put on some new boots, this could be your starting grid. Wow. Hard to know where to look. You want to see this man doing his absolute best to destroy this track. At the same time, you know, you want to see other people. Oh no, we've got a spinner up ahead. I don't know who's gone around. We're going to pass through in just a moment. Probably going to be a yellow flag just around this corner. We'll get to see who it was. Binned it. No, we don't. However, oh, Bale there going purple, but then it looked like he may have got held up in that traffic. So he's still going for it. He's absolutely pushing like crazy. Plenty of battery left. But did that incident in the final sector absolutely ruin it for him? This is over. Oh, McFlurry Twist slow through there as well. Oh, it all went wrong there for Vale, who then got pipped to the post by Seas. Oh, the last minute storming lap that came out of nowhere. It's a driver we weren't even watching, but I did see Seas pop into the pits after doing that fuel burn, so that's quite interesting. Bombastic there, it looks like he's down in 8th, unless somebody gets ahead of him. Den's just coming through to finish his final lap. Den's improved from 6th. Yeah, Den's puts it 3rd, going 1.2 seconds faster than his previous best. Brilliant lap from Den's, who's still running. Who's here? Davide's still running. Still pushing hard. 2.7 seconds off the pace. How hard is he pushing? Taking that bus stop chicane very, very carefully. Nailing it to the line. 7th. Who else is still going? We don't know. Who's this round here? This is Jay Wonderful still going. It's not going to be a great time. It's not going to be a wonderful time, let's say. Because he's already about to hit the 2-minute mark as he reaches the bus stop. But still, every second counts. Learn how that car feels. Does improve to 11th, ahead of S-Man, so it's good. And who's the one person still going? It's PRD3. Be your last drive across the line. Can he improve from 6th? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it's been a great lap for him. Now it's slightly better, but it's not quite good enough. I think that's everybody. I think that's all the time set. Does the game think somebody's still going? Don't think so. So your pole sitter looks like it's going to be C's, ZCR C's HKS. We're putting that fantastic 1 minute 57.684, which is 0.007 seconds faster than Vale's time. Blisteringly, painfully close. Den's popped it in 3rd. With that 158.3, and the qualifier has ended. There is your official timing. That Toyota TS050 looks absolutely dominant. But does it have the legs for the race? That's the question. Not chatting in the chat right now. That's absolutely fine. You don't want to be looking at the chat screen right now. You want to be looking at the race. I will try my best to keep up. No promises. But I will try my best. It's a standing start. I thought this might be a rolling start, but... Ooh, standing start. I'm a green. We're off in Spa. Oh, the back, there's some real slipping and sliding. Seas makes it into the source first, and he gets away from any chaos that might have happened. I think Dens went in too tight. BRPLE3 went out too wide, but everybody through safely. And already we've got the battle for first place. Oh, it's going through Savalo, and yes, Seas, as we come through on Rouge, is still in the lead. But do you want to be in the lead at this point? I don't know. Do you want to be saving resources? Let's have a look if we can get some more information up on the screen. That's the wrong button. There we go. Okay, Death Raccoon challenging Vale in second. Got a couple of penalties at the back, but we're going to stay with this battle for the lead right now. Oh, we've lost all the bits and bobs off the screen. Let's get those back. There they are. Everything's back. Alrighty. So battling at the back, we've got a spinner. Our S-Man is round. I'm not quite sure what's happened to S-Man. Oh, it just took too much curb. Unfortunate. Okay, but do it now. It's a long race. There's a lot that can happen. What I was saying before was, do you want to be in the lead at this point? Because there's a lot of fuel to be saved by being in the second place car or third place car, being part of a slipstream train, as it looks like these front three cars are. They've all started on the soft tyres, so we're thinking that's the way to go. Bombastic out there, very wide. He seems to be in a place from the start. I think BRPLE3 has fallen back. What else we got going on here? Dens, it looks like he's part of the slipstream train. This is Jack, Davide, and Bombastic. Bombastic with a penalty, but I think with that slipstream it's not going to be too much of an issue. Mr. Bombastic may be going for the pass into the bus stop chicane. He's looking up the inside of Davide. Burns off a little bit of penalty, and that is done. Job done. I think, yeah, Davide got a better run there. So this fight is going to be going into the source. Mr. Bombastic there choosing to burn off a little bit of his penalty. Whether that was intentional or he's short shifting, maybe braking early just to feel out the grip into that corner. I guess we'll never know. But these two are going to go side by side down the Camel Straight. Who is going to emerge the victor from this particular battle? You'd think it was the last lap, but it's not, it's the first. And Mr. Bombastic there seems to get clearly ahead of Davide. Can he keep it there? Burning off the penalty here, there and everywhere. I want to stay with it, but we need to be looking at the leaders as well. So Seas has pulled out a gap of over a second already. Wow. Vale in second place, pulled out a gap of 2 seconds from Death Raccoon. So some drivers, they're only saving a little bit of fuel, others absolutely burning it. I could have looked at the tyre and fuel settings for this, but really, where's the fun in that? In third place, Death Raccoon is under pressure from Dens, and Dens is dragging that rather nice looking machine along of Jack there. What do you think, Jack? Yak? Who knows? I got it wrong last time, so I'm just going to carry on getting it wrong this time. Maybe Shaq, who knows? Okay. I'll look it up at some point. I will. I just forgot. Dens is going for the move. He's going to go around the outside if he can. Which he can't. Death Raccoon makes it into the bus stop first. And out of the bus stop chicane first as well. So that's something that's going to be a little bit of a rolling battle, I think. We can keep an eye on this. Let's see what else is happening on the field. Davide's all on his own now in 7th. Oh, one's the loneliest number. Sorry, Davide. BRPD3 on the driver who's all alone. Is that the car? Is that the driver? Is that the strategy? We're going to find out in about an hour and 25. Jay Wonderful. So about 3 seconds separating each of these cars at the moment. That's bizarre. JSM, I thought he'd be higher up. He's not. McFlurry Twist down here in 11th. And then in 12th and last place, S-Man. Keep going. Keep at it. You never know what can happen in an endurance race. Just keep doing it. Having said that, S-Man's clearly had a massive off somewhere because he's got engine damage, wheel damage, and aero damage. So that is not good. I imagine he's going to be diving into the pits this time. Yep, there he goes, heading into the pits. Okay. So that's going to put about a sequence to everyone else. Maybe that'll be a good thing. Maybe it won't. Venture! Hi, Steve! And hi, Steve. Hi, Venture. The faster Steve. I hope you're well, sir. I thought you'd be racing tonight. But, you know. Oh, well. C's extending that lead to almost 2 seconds now. Over Vale, who was looking blisteringly fast in qualifying. Maybe a little bit of fuel saving going on. Don't have access to the actual engine modes, which is a pity. We'll stay with these two, and we're going to see if maybe C's is pushing harder down the Camel Straight. We can look for some signs of short shifting. It looks like we've got a back marker here, but I think ghosting is off the back markers. We have to rely on the flags. That does mean there's going to be opportunities later on in the race for using slipstreams of back markers. S-Man already getting a penalty. Oh, it's just not going well for him. He's having a nightmare at the moment. Now, is C's going to lift before we get to the end? I didn't see a lift. I didn't see a lift from Vale either. But I might have seen one from Death Raccoon there. Oh! Okay, we were Death Raccoon there just in time for a graceful leap through the air. Clearly that is a new way of putting off Dens to make sure it doesn't overtake. Got something else in the chat. Who's this? Evening Gramps. It's Ian. Hi, Ian. Good to see another driver who should have been driving tonight, in my opinion. Somebody who would have done well in these cars. I'll tell you what, Steve versus Ian, that would be a great battle that would have really spiced things up. And of course, Ian says evening everyone else too. That's brilliant. Welcome to the stream, chaps. I think we've had a change of position, but no, we haven't. It's just S-Man there, not quite getting out of the way of Dens. I don't think that was deliberate. And we've got somebody with a penalty there. Who was that? That's probably a track limits infringement, probably carried from Eau Rouge. See, has Dens cleared the back marker? He has, but it's really ruined that charge he was on. He was right up behind Death Raccoon, and now that gap is out to about a second. So all that to do again. Now that we've had a few laps, let's take a look at how the cars are faring. So lap 5 we're on, and it looks like we've used about a quarter of the fuel up for the front runners. And the front tyres appear to be going off first, which is not something I was expecting. I don't know if that's something to do with these cars or just something to do with the nature of this track, but that's definitely something to be looking out for. I think in a powerful car like this, you always want the front tyres to go off first, because understeer is better than absolutely no grip at the rear when you're trying to put the bow down. Vale, about the same situation, maybe used a little bit more fuel than C's, but that's negligible, really. Death Raccoon, I know I said I thought he was lifting at the end of the Camel Straight, but no, just in the same situation as everyone else. Let's check different cars out at different manufacturers. Let's down the order. They all seem to be wearing about the same, burning about the same amount of fuel. JSM is fuel saving. I hope that they didn't just give something massive away to the competition there, but there's some definite fuel saving going on there. Whether that's lifting and coasting or an alternate fuel mode. Watch this space. McFlurry isn't fuel saving. I think he's just struggling a little bit with the car. Yeah, that car not going where he wants to put it there. Jay Wonderful, I'm not quite sure what he's been doing with the car, but those front tyres are looking awful. Wow, has he been sticking screws in them? And of course, S-Man, he pitted out of sequence everybody else because of the damage, so his car is absolutely fine. We've got Davide just coming past there. In fact, let's hop to Davide because it looks like he's having a bit of a charge there at BRPRD3. So this is definitely a battle worth watching. We've got some chat going on. Bench is having a night off. Awesome. Oh, but Ian has COVID. That isn't awesome. I feel bad for you, man. I hope you're feeling better soon, because that is not a pleasant thing to have. Ian, wishing you could race. Glad to feel better than it was a few days ago. I hope you feel absolutely 100% very, very soon, because that absolutely sucks. Hopefully a little bit of racing action will cheer you up. I think Davide is going to have a run at PRD3 down the Kemmel Straight this time. Not always easy. You have to make sure you've got a little bit of distance between yourself and your opponent, so you can have a run up. If you're too close coming out of Eau Rouge, then you just can't get that overspeed. So tight, just under 0.4 of a second, just couldn't quite do it. Maybe Davide can attempt there to just sit and save fuel, I don't know. If he can sit and save fuel, then he'll be able to actually jump PRD3 in the pits by having a shorter fuel stop, or maybe force PRD3 into having a shorter fuel stop to get out early and then not be fully fueled. These guys all work on their own strategies. You know, leave them to it. That's what I say. But Seas is still the fastest driver on track, still pulling away from Vale, who we thought was going to run away with the race with that qualifying performance. Absolutely stunning. Will that last for the entire race? Look there at the Spa sunset. What are these drivers doing? So Caesar's just on a 1:57.2. Vale's just on a 1:57.5, so they're very, very closely matched. But then it's 11 seconds back to Death Raccoon. So those two drivers at the front absolutely in a league of their own. Oh, Bombastic there, a bit of a wibble on. Manages to collect it. Death Raccoon, then Dens, then Jack, Bombastic. 37, and he's got ahead of Davide. I don't know why, I wasn't actually looking. I should have been looking, really. We were following them for a while. But looks like Davide's had some sort of aborted attempt at getting past PRD3. The flurry twist up to 9th. Hello, hello, what's happened here? We've had some issues while we've been looking at the fuel and the tyres, and a few drivers have swapped around. JSM was faster than McFlurry Twist. We've got ourselves a yellow flag. Who is it? I think it's a back marker. It's S-Man. Again, it's the curbs. The curbs here, absolutely lethal. Unlucky. So let's make a mental note to keep an eye on that mini-map. And look for any spinning blue triangles. C is here going purple. As though his lead wasn't high enough. He wants to go even faster, even further ahead of Vale. He was put another second on Death Raccoon. Goodness me. But I'm seeing a clump of cars here. Death Raccoon still pulling along Dens. Dens looking a little bit leery there. I think he's got some tyre wear going on in that car. We've got Jack there. Mr. Bombastic. Another track infringement penalty, Bombastic. He's making up his own lines now. Then it's another 8 seconds back to BRPRD3, who's shook off Davide. McFlurry Twist has got ahead of JSM. So all these cars at the back quite spread out. Sorry guys, that means you don't get much airtime. 1:56.7 from C's. We saw him going purple. Phenomenal lap time. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if anybody can deal with this. it's going to take some sort of miracle like an accident or a wheel failure or a nuclear war to catch up with this particular driver. We will look out for all of those things, but I still want to head back to this battle here because Dens, yeah, if you flick between, no, that's the wrong driver. Dens, and yeah, I see what's going on here. Look at Dens' fuel there in the bottom left. Then I'm going to flick up to Death Raccoon in third. Dens is just sitting there in the slipstream of that third place car and saving fuel. So that could be huge later on, maybe even as early as the first pit stop. I estimate the first pit stop's going to be around lap 15, maybe lap 14 for these guys. I certainly don't think they can go any further than 16, although perhaps Dens can. Let's go further back. Oh, Jack has even more fuel. Mr. Bombastic. Yeah, so Death Raccoon here is doing all the work pushing the air out of the way for the 4th and 5th place cars. Mr. Bombastic not getting perhaps as much of a benefit, but still a little bit of extra fuel. Every bit of extra fuel you have when your opponent's pit is a shorter pit stop for you. Absolutely brilliant. Big question of the night, are we all staying hydrated? Hydration is very important, keeps your brain going apparently. That means I've got to hydrate a lot. Okay, need to get a table down here for my drink, because I don't have one yet. I should really think ahead. Let's follow Dens and keep an eye on his rev counts down there in the bottom middle of the screen. We're going to see if he's catching up and then lifting. Death Raccoon actually pulling away a little bit. I wonder if he's just engaged hammer time. Maybe someone's listened to the stream and they've told Death Raccoon exactly what Dens is doing. I don't know. I hope not, but hey ho. If this were a real race, you'd have spotters and engineers and this sort of thing, so you know, it's all good. All fair and love and war and all that. It's a brilliant shot. Not much happening in the way of overtaking at this time. I think the overtakes are going to come in the pits. So how is their fuel comparing to the front runners? Don't believe it. C's actually has quite a lot of fuel. That's insane. Vale seems to be the lowest of them all. The C's perhaps seems to be using the rear tyres more, so I don't know, maybe it all balances out. We are going to see in about 5 or 6 laps. I'm guessing. I'm making this up as I'm going along. Death Raccoon with a penalty. That could bring Dens back into not so much striking distance, but saving fuel distance. Is Death Raccoon going to lift before the bus stop chicane? It's not. So Death Raccoon pushing. He's really working that car. What about you, Dens? You working that car? Let's see what your engine is doing. Oh, Bombastic around. Almost. Oh, Mr. Bombastic. That was a phenomenal save. Takes too much curb, bottoms out for a moment and just collects it. Wow. I'm glad we were there to see that. He has lost time, but if he hadn't collected it, he'd have lost a lot more time than that. So that was excellent. Well done. Up ahead, Dens now within a second of Death Raccoon. That track limit infringement really hurting Death Raccoon by the look of it. Front left tyre start to go on these cars. That's because this is a clockwise circuit. So we'll keep our eye on that. Could it be that these tyres will go before the fuel? And will that mitigate some of the fuel saving that's been going on? We don't know. We're going to find out. But this battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, I know it looks pretty tame right now, like they're following each other around. Believe me, this is going to get spicy. Going to get very spicy. In fact, behind Dens, I can see a move coming up. And Jack has saved plenty of fuel. Perhaps he thinks now Denz is going too slowly and he wants to be behind Death Raccoon. A little bit of lag there. Apologies for that. So just 2-3 tenths of a second. Oh, we've got our first bitter. I want to jump away from this, but you know, no, I can't. So C's deciding to get some rubber early on. Clearly seeing advantage to be gained from that. Well, that's very laggy. That's all over the place. Have we got a yellow flag, or is that Marshall just a little bit over eager? I don't know. Jack maybe thinking there's some podium to be had. C's still in the pits, taking on a lot of fuel. Where's he going to come out? If he comes out in traffic, it could really hurt him. Very long pit stop. So we'll come back to that. For now, what we're interested in is this battle for third place. So C's come out in 6th. We will go and have a look at exactly whereabouts on track C's is in just a moment. This Jack's move on Denz. It's coming, having a look, shows his nose, brakes a little bit later. Denz there, a little bit laggy. I think that might have cost Jack a little bit of confidence there as he went through. But he is through. Has he now got the pace to chase down Death Raccoon? And is that caused by Denz's really nasty looking front left tyre? Is he just understeering at this point? Guess we'll find out later on. So that gap there is 2.3 seconds. We're just going to hop away to see what C's is up to. Here is C's. He's come out 3.8 seconds, 3.6 seconds. Wow. Absolutely storming up behind Mr. Bombastic, who's 3.6 seconds ahead because of the yellow flag. Who is that? Oh, that is S-Man once again. He's off. He's waiting for people to come past. That's good. Very sensible. Well done, you. What we like to see. In that one sector, C's took half a second out of Mr. Bombastic. Absolutely phenomenal what it can do with a new set of boots. C's opting for the racing softs, which are probably going to be the tyres everyone uses for every stint in this race. We'll pop back here in a second. I want to see what's happening up here. So Denz has been dropped already. Here's Denz. That's the gap already there. So is Death Raccoon going to come under threat? 2.3 seconds. We'll remember that gap. He's coming to traffic. He was catching up Mr. Bombastic fast. Got against McFlurry. I think Mr. Bombastic lost some time getting past McFlurry. So onto the Camel straight. Of course, this isn't really the position. These two drivers aren't racing each other, C's and Bombastic, at this point, but maybe Mr. Bombastic's going to see some sort of strategy in slowing down C's. I doubt it. He's probably just going to let him go, I think, at this time. And it's worth looking at the bottom of your screen there, seeing that C's is actually short-filled the car. So he's got a strategy in mind. He's doing some maths, and he's trying to stay ahead of Vale, who was trying to overcut him. Oh, Mr. Bombastic, again, having a very leery moment. He's a driver who absolutely pushes. He throws everything at the car. Is he going to defend this position? Well, he's not just going to move over out of the way, that's for sure. Mr. Bombastic's here to race. Won't have a win in mind, he's definitely got a battle in mind. So this could be quite a good one to watch. Steve was having a look around the outside, nothing doing there. We're coming to the very fast final sector now. So this could be where Steve can use that superior rubber. But has Mr. Bombastic done a bit of a blinder here because he's got a lighter car? Much, much lighter. Not just on fuel, but there's not a lot of rubber left on it either. To be fair, I thought Mr. Bombastic might pop into the pits there, but it didn't happen. So the move is probably going to come on the run towards Eau Rouge, I think. Oh, even sooner. Mr. Bombastic gets out of the way. C's comes through. That is a position made up. It wasn't worth fighting all that hard. And now Seas is 28 seconds behind Vale. That is going to be absolutely crucial for the lead. Vale still in the 158s, so that rubbing off, shall we say? It's got to come and pit soon, surely. There's not a lot of fuel left in that car, to be honest. In second place, Death Raccoon. He's managed to keep the gap to Jack, who's also kept the gap to Dens. This battle might be disrupted by Seas coming through. Seas currently 3.5 seconds back, so if they start tussling, then Dens might lose touch with those cars in front, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Death Raccoon very low on fuel. He's going to have to come in the next couple of laps. Jack probably won't have to. Dens might have to. Oh, I can't call it yet. I can't figure out who's going to be in what positions until they start making their pit stops. I need to perhaps hydrate more, keep my brain going, try and do this mental maths. Ooh, hope you're staying hydrated as well. You know it makes sense. We had a car sideways there. I'm not quite sure who it was. I can't find them. Okay, it may have been Davide. Oh, seems to have all kinds of issues. Let's check that out. Were you sideways? Oh, he's clearly off the track for some reason there. He's got damage to the front and rear. Didn't quite catch it in time to see the full replay, but that is going to be absolutely terrible for his race. He might as well pit this lap. He's quite short on fuel, carrying damage. Mr. Bombastic, they're heading for the pits. Because he's got damage as well, so we missed that. While we were looking at Davide, JSM doesn't have damage. He's got plenty of fuel. He's saving fuel phenomenally. Let's look at how far he's gone. Is JSM going for a one stop? Can that be done? I don't know. Let me know if you think that can be done. Somebody's off on the main straight. I can't find them. There they are. S-Man again. Has he taken too much curb again? So he's scrubbing off a penalty into the bus stop. Too deep into the bus stop. Oh, too tight. He's just got it all wrong. Found himself out on the grass. And then put the power down with dirty tyres, and that was it. That was over. S-Man having a terrible race, but you know he's still plugging away at it, so that's good. How's Dens doing? Oh, so Caesar's caught up with Dens. This is crucial for Caesar's race. Will Dens in the similarly liveried car jump out of the way? Are the teammates talking strategy? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Dens is holding C's up at this point. It's going to be a move into the source, as we saw C's do previously. It's not. It's not. There's no team orders here. These two are fighting. There's definitely going to be a move because Dens hasn't got a lot left to give. Well, his car hasn't. The front left tyre is absolutely gone. The fuel's in the red. We've got BRPRD3 in for the first pit stop, so BRPRD3 could be on a two-stopper. Oh, Dens. Defending with everything he's got. Defending like a lion, you might say. I'll put C's out a little bit wide there. And all this time, C's is running at Dens's pace and not at his own pace. Is that going to give Vale the opportunity to get some time up on him? How's Vale doing, by the way? He's absolutely running on empty at the moment. I don't know if he's peeing in the tank there or what. They're flashing S-Man saying, get out the way! No, yes, man, get out the way. Oh, no. Then that's too much of a calamity. With a yellow flag up ahead, I'm not quite sure who that's for. Somebody on the main straight there had binned it. I can't find out who that was. Never mind. What's important right now is the battle for first place. Because Vale's in the pits. Here comes Seas. 24-second difference. You can't help but think that perhaps Seas has made this work. Death Raccoon's into the pits as well for their stop. So Jack is first for now, but still needs to pit again, I think. Seas is about to take the lead, and Vale is nowhere in sight. So great strategy call there by Seas to short fill the car. But is that going to mean an extra pit stop? And is that going to be crucial towards the end of the race? The next question is, how much fuel has Vale put in the car? Short filled again, but not by as much as Seas short fueled the car. So that could be crucial. And also, we've got Jack here with absolutely nothing left on those front tyres, and Seas struggling to get past him. So once again, Caesar's strategy being hampered. Jay Wonderful has retired the car. Jay Wonderful's race didn't go wonderfully, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully he'll come back and race for SSBB again, and somebody we can watch in action once more. Jack doing a tremendous job of keeping Seas behind him. Seas as a driver who's basically on rims, but I think this is it. This is the pass. That's the pass for the lead of the race. Seas, of course, already had the effective lead of the race. Vale, 16.5 seconds, 16.75 seconds, almost 17 seconds down. That's a phenomenal gap to try and make up. He is going to need a major incident from Seas for that to happen. Speaking of major incidents, what happened there to Davide? What is going on there? We take a look. Oh, he's spinning again. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong for Davide. He's just come out of the pits. The tyres don't look cold. He's just got out there on the curb, and it has gone wrong. S-Man has retired the car. He's had enough. So we've got two retirements. Oh, and then Davide got back onto that curb. The good news is the car is undamaged, so he can continue on. McFlurry Twist here in last place has massive damage. Not quite sure what happened to him. Can we see what happened to him? Have we already missed the instant? We've already missed the instant. Okay, that's a pity. Let's find out where Death Raccoon's going to come out in relation to Jack, because that's, or vice versa, because that's important as well for the last step on the podium. It's filling up that card is away. He's said invisible, but he's away. I think we've got a bit of a glitch going on here with the timing screen. There we go. That was indeed a glitch. Okay, he's coming out in fourth. So the third, fourth, fifth battle has come out status quo. Mr. Bombastic here is half a minute down now from Dens. He's clearly had some dramas that have put PRD3 right on his back. McFlurry Twist. Oh, on medium tyres. Was that a mistake? Is McFlurry Twist trying to go for a really, really long stint here? Because I don't think that's the way forward. Let's see if he changes to softs. Definitely got some damage there to the car, as we can see. Putting fuel in the car, perhaps. We're certainly repairing it, because engine damage you can't go on with. Yes, there was fuel going in the car. So he's filling up, he's changing his strategy. Speaking of strategies, this strategy at the front has worked for Seas, who is just storming away at the moment. About to go up on some traffic to lap, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. They are getting some penalties there clearly for absolutely pushing the bits off that car. 23.5 seconds ahead of Death Raccoon. This is probably actually the closest battle on the on the track right now, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We've got Jack there in 4th, Den's in 5th, just 2.5 seconds back. Seas could take this, he could win this. If he has a massive moment, Vale could win this. I'm thinking Death Raccoon, Jack and Den's perhaps a little bit too far back, but one or more of these guys could still be on the podium. Don't know who your pick is. My pick was Mr. Bombastic, but you know, you can see how that's gone. Oh well. Oh, it's tiring about this. Anyway, we're over 1/3 distance now. And the last step of the podium drivers are seeing some blue flags. I'm not sure who that's for exactly. Oh, we've got a back marker up ahead who I think might be JSM. It's not JSM. Oh, it's bouncing Davide. Great work there from Davide. Let's see if we can just catch that aerial manoeuvre on replay. Here we go. We do like a bit of aerobatics on our streams. Oh, but the replay it seemed didn't catch it. Oh, we did! Hooray! Okay, brilliant work. Good GT Sport. That's how it handles drivers going over cones. McFlurry Twist a long way back after that damage. He's kept the mediums on though. So McFlurry Twist going for a very, very long stint. I assume he's going to try and two-stop. JSM. I don't think he's going to make a one-stopper. But he can certainly make a very fast second stop, perhaps. Going to stop soon, surely. He's about half a minute behind PRD3. But I think... Yeah, I think PRD3's got a pit stop in hand there, so not really a race going on between those two. PRD3's race is probably with Mr. Bombastic in 6th place. Mr. Bombastic, very fast around here, but you know, some days you got it, some days you haven't. And today's just one of those off days. Anything up me in chat? Yes, 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 yes. Hey, hey, hey now, says Jurassic Jam. Hi Jam. Hope you're well. Another driver I thought may have been racing tonight, but just saving himself perhaps for the Clubmans. Denz is catching Jack. That's interesting. That's down to under 2 seconds now. Jack falling away from Death Raccoon, so it's Jack who's a little bit slow. Don't know, 150. It does say he's done a 154.4, but that was actually an outlap, so I don't think that really counts as a timed lap. Death Raccoon a little slow there, not quite sure why. Oh, Jack's a little fast there. So this 3rd, 4th, 5th battle might still be on. Death Raccoon coming up to some lap traffic, so this is something that could certainly bring 4th and 5th into play. Who is it? It's Davide in 9th, who's having a pretty rough old time out there. JSM's finally made his pit stop. He did well to get the soft tyres through 19 laps of this, so good job JSM. Of course, JSM, the usual commentator around here. The sexy one will be back, and I will be gone once again, probably for the next race. So you can put your glasses back on for that. Up ahead, no real gap change for Seed and Vale. Got 158s for Vale, 158s for Seed. So these two very much status quo at this time. Jurassic Jam says endurance scares me. Not ready for that yet. I don't blame you, mate. I really don't. I would much rather watch endurance than be enduranced. That's why I couldn't get a nice double toe here from Davide and JSM. JSM, of course, has just come out of the pits. Now, the question is, well, I was going to say, has JSM just caught up with Davide to pass him, potentially. But I think what he did there was dive out of the way of the 4th and 5th place cars. Yeah, that wasn't an accident, that was... Well, it was. It was nervous speed. Took JSM. No one like you. He'll be trying to get dragged along by Death Raccoon, but then you get the situation where the cars who are lapping you are coming through. You have to get out of the way, get off your line, perhaps brake a little bit differently, and it slows you down. And it's very frustrating, but you know it's going to happen to the car in front as well. So everything balances out eventually. How is Davide doing? He's just got Death Raccoon behind him. Davide perhaps looking for a place to let Death Raccoon past where Davide's not going to lose too much time. Because he's got to know JSM's right behind him, JSM just come out of the pits. Whereas Davide's going to have to pit probably before him. Yes, he is. Davide opting for the medium, so he's clearly going for a long middle stint. Experimenting, the original strategy on the softs didn't work perhaps. So Death Raccoon, oh, getting rid of a tank slapper there. Davide making him go tight. I think he's just lifted a little bit there to let Death Raccoon through before La Source. So that's good. Oh, that's a little bit skewiff. Jack's made it through past JSM. Denz is next. Probably going to do that on the Camel Straight. Might give him a bit of a boost actually to catch up with Jack at that time. We will see. Robert Denz now. He's going to use that slipstream. Closing quite fast now. What's interesting, if you look at the split timer, while he's closing on JSM, he's also closing in on Jack. Took 2/10 out of him there. Oh, but then JSM cuts him up. Oh dear. Blue flags JSM out the way. Read the rule book. I probably shouldn't talk about him that way. I want to keep my job. Well done, JSM. You keep that up. That's... yeah. Okay. Something in third. Death Raccoon is now pulling away from Jack. That's up to 2.4 seconds. So I think Death Raccoon lost about 1.5 seconds going to the lap traffic, but of course Jack still has to clear the second lapped car. Davide then still hasn't cleared JSM. I think the stewards might be having a word with JSM after this race, and there could be some finger waving and some raised eyebrows. But I think that's all there'll be, don't worry. So Jack's still not made it past Davide. I think no. In fact, he's fallen back, if anything. The lap traffic here really pushing fast. Oh, and Jack just missed his braking point there. Denz has made it through past JSM, so that hunt continues. Perhaps these back markers working in conjunction with each other to get certain drivers certain advantages. We had an off there, I think. Was that Death Raccoon? Did he mess up at the source? He did. Carried a little too much speed through. Had to correct some oversteer as he put the power down. Didn't lose too much for that. That's all good. It's all good. Okay, there's the pass. That's important. The question is now, can Death Raccoon maintain the pace for that second place? Davide out there very, very, very wide, catching a bit of a wibble at the back. Denz now has to catch up with Davide, who's just got a penalty for track limit infringement. So we've got two battles brewing here. We've got the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, and also the battle for 8th and 9th. So don't go anywhere, it's going to be spicy. How's Jack doing? He's really Death Raccoon in. Let's have a look. Any particular difference with the car? Death Raccoon's burnt more fuel, as we saw in the first stint. That really is the only difference between the cars. So Jack might have a bit of I can't even speak. Jack might have a bit of an advantage here. That gap's still coming down. Jack's so much faster at this stage in the race. He wants that 3rd place on the podium. Obviously, Death Raccoon wants it as well, but Jack seems to want it more. I think there was a pass the back marker there. Yep, so Den's can now rejoin this fight. But he's lost so much time behind Davide. He's down to 4 seconds gap to Jack, so got a lot of work to do. Needs to hope that Jack and Death Raccoon start fighting for the 3rd place. Obviously, as soon as they start fighting, they're going to be getting offline and losing time. Oh, this will get spicy. I might need a rest. Obviously, I'm not allowed a rest. Any time I spend resting, I don't get paid for. And any time commentating, I don't get paid for it either, so hey. This could be a move at the end of the Camel Straight. I think Jack might just be too far back. He is. But clearly he thinks he's saved enough fuel now. And it's time to just get on with it. Oh, something went wrong with Death Raccoon. Made a mistake. And what happened? What's the point? When did the names get turned back on? I thought I switched those off. Oh, he was shot there. He was desperate to stay ahead from Jack and outbrake him, and it just cost him so much. So Death Raccoon there falls off the 3rd step of the podium. Oh, it's all gone wrong for him. I think it's auto drive right now, and that's not good. That's not good at all. Is he giving up? Is he typing? Get rid of those names. Something very wrong with Death Raccoon. Oh, I've turned everything off. That was the wrong button. Oh no, Death Raccoon has disconnected. That is terribly unfortunate. I don't know what's happened there. I'm hoping Death Raccoon's going to come on the stream and tell us what's happened, but that is a disaster. The driver who spent most of the race in 3rd place, who was looking really, really strong. Oh, it's sad news. Meanwhile, the names have disappeared from the tops of the cars, I think. Got a yellow flag up ahead. I don't know who that's for. I will try to find out. Let's have a look. It's not you. It's not you. Mr. Bombastic, it wasn't. It may have been. Oh, I don't know. It's only places to look. Oh, well, never mind. He wasn't one of our leaders, and that's what counts. But I'll tell you what, there's a 2-second change in time between our leaders. Vale going faster, so yeah, lap 22 was quite slow for Seas. I don't know if that's going to come into play later in the race. Jack now scampering away from Dens. Dens, of course, has less fuel at this point. Leader's in. The leader is in. So where are we at? I think, looking at the minimap in the top corner, Caesar's going to come out in nice clean air. That's what he needs in order for the strategy to work, because if you look at how much time is remaining, there's no way, I don't think, Caesar can do this without another stop. It's all down to how much fuel goes in at this stop, then we'll know exactly what the strategy is. Because at this point in the race, just over 40 minutes remaining, we can start actually predicting what people are going to be doing. Don't worry about Caesar tumbling down the order right now. He had 20 seconds in hand. Okay, this is a full load of fuel. This could be Caesar trying to use that time advantage now to actually nurse the car to the end. Maybe do some fuel saving. Let's see how that goes. Jack is just behind in 3rd place, and Jack is pushing. So, are we going to get an indicator here as to what Caesar's up to? Jack is certainly faster. I know there's like a half tank of fuel difference. But is Caesar using a different engine mode to try and get that car to the end without another stop? If so, could this be advantage to Vale? Vale has a lot more fuel left and can now theoretically turn the engine all the way up and push. Don't push that hard. That looked like an accident waiting to happen. Don't do that. Okay, mental calculation time now. If Vale turns the engine up to full and absolutely guns it until the next pit stop, takes on a full tank of fuel, and then keeps the engine turned all the way up and guns it right to the finish line, we could have a very close finish. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I will say Seas isn't as fast as he has been, and right now that gap is growing between first and second. This race is not over. Do not get out of your seats. Jack could also be a bit of a fly in the ointment actually by challenging Seas. If that happens, that could slow Seas down. There's some blue flag going on there. I think one of the back markers is in the pits. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit distant. I'm doing maths. I'm doing fuel maths. Seas now pulling away, so a bit of a change of strategy going on, I think. Let's see what's happening with this car. There was definitely a short shift there, going up to Eau Rouge. That was a definite short shift because Jack, who's not short shifting, is definitely catching. Bit of a lift and coast into the corner at the end of the Camel Straight. Puts Seas right on the tail. Puts Jack right on the tail of Seas. So Seas is probably going to want to actually let Jack go, because a battle at this point could be costly, especially if the two of them make contact. All the time the gap growing to first place. I can't call it. No, this is a race of strategy as much of speed, and the strategies have not yet all played out. Of course, what I really want to know is, can JSM make this a one-stop? I don't think so. I don't think that's actually happening. Bombastic Laser just coming out of the pits in 5th place. He's fully fueled up. On softs, 37.5 minutes. With a bit of fuel saving, probably make that work. PRD behind him has damage, so definitely another pit stop happening there. Let's head back to this battle. It's going to be really interesting to see if Seas gets out of the way. Because if he does, I think that's going to confirm the strategy theory. Ooh, exciting. We've been racing for nearly an hour. Where's it gone? Where has it gone? The 5-star car there. Jack 44. Goes to Camel Straight. Looking very, very aggressive. But is he too close for that slingshot? He's not. Just powers past Seas. Is he going to try and fight back? Jack goes defensive, wants to keep that spot. He wants that spot. Ah, Seas messed up the pit sequence. That was a good shot. And now that they're tussling, Vale managing to get a little bit more of a gap up ahead. Are we now going to see Seas fall back? Or is Seas going to use this opportunity to save some fuel in a slipstream? I don't know. I don't know. I think we're looking at Jack having to pit in about 3 laps' time, judging by what he's currently got underneath him. And Seas is sticking with him, so PRD 3 had just pitted, probably for the last time in the race. I don't think that's going to be happening again. But this is the race right now. Not really a race for position because, of course, Jack's got to pit again. And we'll be falling back down the order. What matters is how much damage is this doing to Caesar's race. We're not going to know until Vale pits. And I bet that's going to be for another couple of laps yet, judging by the kind of fuel that's left in that car. And in fact, if you look at the tyres as well, it looks like Vale's been very, very kind to the tyres. Goodness me. Yeah, Jack's starting to pull away now by the look of that. So I think... No, don't listen to me. I'm talking rubbish. Because that gap is staying very, very steady between first and third. This is blowing my brain. Absolutely blowing it. Vale. Can he pull away? Seas. Can he make the fuel last to the end? This is the race. We'll leave it for a moment. See what else is happening. Den's in fourth. He's got a minute 12 back to Bombastic, but he's definitely got to pit again before the end of the race. Bombastic, it looks like, is fueled to the checkered flag, and it's 52 seconds ahead of PRD's 3 in 6th place. Also going to the end of the race, I believe. And then Davide, who's carrying some rear aero damage and does have to pit again. JSM in 8th, well, all bets are off. I've got no idea how far he can go with that car. He seems to be able to get more out of it than other people. It's going to be lapped at the moment. Flurry Twist down in 9th, having a nice leisurely drive, has to pit once more. Stuck to the mediums. I don't think that was the strongest play this evening, but you know. Lapping on the 2 minutes, he's sticking with it, still going. There's another 2 seconds there that Vale's made on Seas, who has got through on Jack. Did we miss that? We did miss that, and Jack's quite far back, so I'm assuming that Jack actually had some sort of an incident. Let's have a look. There's no damage to the car, but there was infringement for track limits, so I'm assuming that Jack messed up somewhere, left the track. Unfortunate. I think he's going to come back at Seas though. That gap coming straight back down. Trying to get that penalty as best he can. Doesn't want to get to the end of the race with a penalty, especially when it's this tight. Needs to be going as fast as he possibly can to maximise the pit stop against Dens in 4th. Dens, I think, is going to be pitting first. So whether or not Jack's worried about a undercut, I don't know. I doubt it. This time he's probably just having a lot of fun racing Seas. Seas 31 seconds now behind Vale, who's very, very low on fuel. What about Suzuki coming up to the bus stop chicane? Is this going to be the all-important final pit stop? Is this it? No, he's got one more lap in that car. One more lap to pull out as much time as possible, and then we're going to see how the cards have fallen. Meanwhile, Jacques absolutely all over the back of Seas. Not letting him go. I don't think he's saving fuel, but I think he is getting sucked along. Because we know Seas is very, very fast, so it's very impressive that anybody can keep up with Seas at this point. I think that only goes to confirm our suspicions about the fuel saving. Still over a third of the race to go, and that fuel's ticking down. Anything could happen. I think we're about to see some action here on the Kemmel Straight. Jack lines himself up very, very well. Bit of a defensive posture there from Seas, and a bit of a lift was that from Jack. Bit of fuel saving. I don't know. That was certainly very interesting. I saw the rev suddenly drop on the third place car. Gamesmanship going on here. Absolute gamesmanship. Den's a long way back with a penalty. I don't think he's too fussed. Don't think he's attacking Jack now. Could be that Den's settled for fourth. Davide there with just 1 litre of fuel going in for his final pit stop. Oh, pit crew still waiting for him. He hasn't arrived yet. Is JSM going to get that 7th place? Not like that, he's not. That looked like a bit of a tussle there with Vale that neither driver actually needed. Is JSM going to leapfrog Davide? Ignore the fact that it shows he has now. What matters is past this pit exit. And yes, JSM does indeed take 7th place. Can he make that work? We shall wait and see. Before Twist also waiting for the last pit stop. But the question is now, Seas versus Vale. How's this going to work out? The boots are on. The fuel is going in. Is this going to be a big hefty tank of fuel? Or is this going to be a short fill? Will it be a fuel saving half hour or will it be a push? We're about to find out. That car is almost full. Almost. With just a 10-second gap now, anything can happen. I get the feeling Vale is going to push. While Seas is fuel saving. And this could bring them back together. Already, Vale taking chunks of time out of the first place car. But then at Kemble Straight, there's almost a second gone already. Oh, and let's come back up again. So clearly Seas has realised what's going on and has got a wriggle on. 28.5 minutes of this race remaining. And it's not over. It is not over. I think the second place car's going to have to pit very, very soon. There's nothing left of those front tyres. Den's definitely got to pit this lap. In fact, has Den's got enough fuel to make it around the lap? It looks to me as though Den's in auto drive. Not quite sure why. I hope he hasn't got a problem. But Den's has run very well in this race. He's been at the sharp end of the grid. Definitely some sort of an issue there. We'll come back to Den's in a moment. While we see what's happening at the front. We know that Vale is pushing. Jack is into the pits, so Vale is not going to have to unlap himself. There's a second and a half gone already. So this race for the lead is on. Don't look it right now, but it is on. Vale has 27 minutes to catch up with that first place car. This could be very tense. 27 minutes. What's happening with Den's? Den's is still ghosted. Does anybody in chat know what's going on with Den's? Or is it that he's just run out of fuel? Because he's unghosted now. And there is no fuel in that car. That is just coasting back to the pits. Can Bombastic catch up with that car? I don't know if Bombastic can make it to the end of the race on the fuel that he's got. I think he probably can. Is this a terrible tactical mistake by Den's? There is Miss Bombastic taking 4th place. Was of course my pick to win the race, but you know, these things happen. Oh, Den's so unlucky. Is he going to pit, or is he just going around on autopilot? There he is. He's in the pits. So unfortunate. Meanwhile, back at the sharp end of the race, the gap now between the two leading cars is just 6.5 seconds and dropping. And it is dropping like a brick. This is absolutely a phenomenal drive by both of these drivers, but I think it's not just the driving, it's the strategy that's going to play into the final result. We can even see, C's briefly on the minimap there in the bottom right corner. So it's going to be tense. Jack has come out of the pits in third place, thanks to that little tactical error there by Dens. Bombastic is in fourth, with a minute back to BRPID 3, who I think could go to the end of the race. Then we've got JSM in seventh, who I think can also go to the end of the race. Davide is in eighth, and he can definitely go to the end of the race. And McFlurry Twist in ninth, not too far back from Davide actually. But up at the front, just over 4 seconds separates the two cars who are leading this race. Oh, it's making me sweaty. Who do you think's going to win, C's or Vale? The two cars in the same shop for the first time in about 20 laps. The lap times that C's is setting are just over 2 minutes. Vale is flying along in 157s. Going to be 158 this time around. You're going to have to get a bit of a move on there, C's. The difference in fuel, Vale's got a lot more fuel and can push a lot harder, and also C's has used a lot more rubber because of the earlier stops. So is that short fueling sprint going to come back to haunt C's? We've got some lap traffic up ahead, just going through the bus stop. Don't know if that's going to come into play. We shall certainly see. Look how close these two are now. Has C's left anything in the tank to defend with? Has Vale played a blinder of a strategy? We're going to find out very, very soon, because right now C's looks absolutely defenseless. Another second gone in just that one first sector of the track. I think Vale's going to blast past. I don't think C's has got anything left to give. There it is, there's the move for the lead. Oh, C's they're not giving it up. Both drivers going out of bounds. But Vale takes the lead on lap 34 after 1 hour and 37.5 minutes of racing. No, it wasn't. It was an hour and 7 minutes of racing. Absolutely incredible. Played the fuel strategy, played the tyre strategy, and then pushed like crazy. Can C's come back later, or is that it? Is that over? We're going to find out in the next 22 minutes. I don't think C's has got anything left in the tank. Or is that enough fuel to get to the end in engine mode 1? Because now there's a new game at play, and that is, can C's sit in Vale's slipstream and get dragged along and save enough fuel for an engine mode 1 push right at the end of the race? I don't think so, because the time is still building, the gap is getting bigger. I think that could have been the battle for the lead done. Incredible, I didn't see it coming. You know, not until that early pit stop there from C's, I didn't see it coming at all. Jack's still in third. He's got half a minute back to Bombastic, who's going to have to fuel save like crazy. Then nearly a minute back to Dens, who's running again. And Dens is short filled for the end of the race. PRD3 is only 9.5, 10 seconds back. Then there's over a minute back to JSM, Davide and McFlurry Twist. The 9 cars still running from the 12 who started. Back at the front, Vale is just pulling away at this time. What is that turbo pop? Seas can do nothing. Unbelievable. The gap to Jack in 3rd place is also coming down, so could Jack get a surprise 2nd place out of this? Has he got enough fuel? He's got plenty of fuel in the tank. He could push. We could still have a change of 2nd place as well, so this is not over by any stretch. Got to keep an eye on that time. That is 33.2. See if we can memorise that, and we will keep an eye on it. Perhaps not. Caesar's pulling away. A driver who, of course, set the pole time by 0.0007 seconds. So unfortunate with the pit stops, but it really was that first short fuel. So what happened was Caesar decided to get a pit advantage, bring the car out light, sprint away, and then risk it all at the end on a slow stint. It's not worked out. Vale tried to make the stint as long as possible without too much turning the engine down. It was probably just the occasional lift and coast here and there, and that has meant that Vale has made the fuel go further. And you know, this last stint can now be a push. I'm not sure about this 2nd place. This could still be on. I'm still hopeful for a battle here, especially after I've spent the entire race mispronouncing Jack's name. I'm sure he'll watch the stream back, he'll come and tell me off in Discord. It's one of those things. I'll say, you know what, doesn't matter, man, because that run at the end on Seas was great. That's a 2nd he's just taken out of Seas at this point. So Jack absolutely flying. In fact, his lap time's 1:57.7, so he's been absolutely energized by that tantalizing prospect of maybe getting up one more place on the podium. And who of us wouldn't be? So that's one to look out for. Can he do it? You know, 17.5 minutes remaining. Are we now at the point that Caesar's got enough fuel to get to the end without having to fuel save? I don't know. It's a close call. The drivers know. The drivers have got all the information. They'll have the fuel map settings that's going to tell them how many laps they can still do on that tank. We don't have access to that, unfortunately. It's a little bit shaky back there. Oh! And Jack a little bit airborne there. Be careful on those corners, because that could easily be the wrong way round. And that is not the way round you want to be. Got some cars close together on the field. That is a lapped bit of traffic, I think. Maybe we've got some more lapped traffic. So that lap traffic, of course, could be costing people. Jack's got some lap traffic coming up. I think that's McFlurry. Let's stick with him. I mean, he's the car on the move. Let's stick here with Jack 44 in car 44. With the 5-star Racing logo on the front. If he'd caught McFlurry on the Camel Straight, he would have got a really nice boost to help bring him into contention. That's not happened at this time. Unlucky, never mind. That gap is still coming down now, 26.2 seconds. 26.3. I think that through the corners, the tight corners, I think Caesar's definitely faster. With Jack, I think he's using a higher engine mode, so on the straights and the faster corners, he's actually getting more out of the car. A little bit of toing and froing. Maybe a little bit hopeful for a battle at the end. the time is certainly starting to tick away, but he's definitely pulling away from Mr. Bombastic in 4th. And of course Mr. Bombastic has got almost a minute over Den's in 5th, so there's going to be no movement there. Den's got 15 seconds back to BRP at E3, so unless there's some sort of a serious accident, I don't think that is going to change. That's Den's there coming up to lap someone. We're going to head back to the chase for 2nd place. It is on. Or is it? 26 seconds. Not much change there. So, at this point here, Seas was actually quite slow. Oh, he was trying to get past Dens again. Oh, no, Dens, don't do that. Look, you're letting him past. You've got blue flags. There you go. There's a guy with blue flags. See, I told you. And this is really costing Seas at this point. I think he's lost a second to Jack there in 3rd place. And that time is still coming down, so I think there's going to be words about these back markers afterwards on Discord. There's another second gone. We've got a yellow flag up ahead, somebody's around. I don't know who it is. We're going to stay with this for now. It's not very... Oh my goodness! Who's your race leader? What's happened? Gone out wide. Oh, he's got into the barrier. The front aero's gone, the wheel's gone, the engine's gone. Absolutely catastrophic for your race leader, Vale, who was doing so brilliantly. Oh, I don't believe it. I feel bad for him. After all this time, with just 14 minutes left, he's have to work hard now just to stay on the podium. Although Mr. Bombastic is in the pits at this time, he's got absolutely no way of keeping up with Seas. Not with the engine so badly damaged. He's just pushed a little bit too hard, just working the car too hard. Got it out there. That was so very unlucky. Is he going to pit? He is going to pit. Where's he going to come out? That's the question. He's not going to get any fuel, but he will be taking on some more tyres, I think. No sense in not taking new tyres if you're pitting anyway. Long pit lane. Where's Jack? He's going to come through. Unbelievable. So I didn't see that coming at all. That's him through. Vale's still in the pits. Got 2 minutes back to Bombastic, so I think he's going to come out in 3rd and probably keep 3rd. But what a disaster. No, he didn't change his tyres either. No tyres, no fuel, just repairs. Now he's got a 13.5 second deficit to the 2nd place car, so it all went horribly wrong so quickly. Oh, and then he gets a penalty for track limits. Oh, it all went so wrong. Can he claw back the 13.5 seconds? To this man. Jack. Or Yak. Or Jacques. We are yet to determine which of those Jacks he is. What we do know is that he's in 2nd place. He's holding his own against Vale, and he's definitely pulled a little bit of the gap down to Seas, but it's not going to be enough to actually challenge him. There's only 11.5 minutes of the race left. Nice run, nice try. He's at the point now where Seas got about the same fuel level. I think when a car there ran in a bus stop, which is why I suddenly stopped talking. Yes, these two have got about the same fuel level now, which means they can both push the same amount. The tyres are almost the same as well, so there's no real advantage to the driver there. I think that barring any more accidents or incidents, this could be your top 3 now. Seas, Jack and Vale Rio, who I thought was a dead cert to win. at that last pit stop. It's amazing how things change. Perhaps a little bit of concentration going. You can become mesmerised by the track. A little fatigued. Maybe even a little bit tired. Because it looks as though Val Rio is, of course, in the EU, so it's going to be a little bit later for him than it is for everyone else, except perhaps C's, who I think is in Hong Kong. Jacques is also in the EU, so I'm talking complete rubbish. In fact, nearly everybody's in the EU apart from Dennis and PRD3. So I should just perhaps stop talking at this point. Let's stop talking and see what the rest of the field are doing. Bombastic in fourth. It seems to have had some sort of a terrible issue. We'll have a look what just happened with Dens there. Now here's Mr. Bombastic. He was just off the track and missed the accident, but it allowed Dens to catch right up with him. And then he was off the track again. Oh, and again, what is going on with Mr. Bombastic? He just can't get the car to go. He cannot get that car moving. He went onto the sand and then that was it. The car started swapping ends on him. And now the car handling like an absolute pile of potatoes. He's got front and rear aero damage. He's got front right wheel damage. Surely he's going to have to dive into the pits. PRD3 just behind him. Oh, something got reset. Oh no! Bombastic has caught PRD3 and there's damage. Both cars are damaged now. PRD3 continuing on, but that was very, very unlucky there. I don't think that PRD3 could have done to actually avoid that. Mr. Bombastic was just out of control trying to get the car to go. That is very unfortunate. Imagine the stewards might be looking at that after the race as well. Mr. Bombastic heads into the pits. Is JSM close enough to take advantage of that? 2 minutes? No, he's not. There's no way to take advantage of that. Often see this at the end of an endurance race. With the time ticking away, drivers get sloppy. They start to just relax a little bit. Perhaps their minds wander and all kinds of badness can happen. Vale has taken a couple of seconds out of Jack. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's only 8 minutes remaining, which is about 4 laps at most. A little bit of contact there, a little bit of hip and shoulder getting past the back marker. Vale absolutely pushing like crazy. He wants to be careful because we saw him pushing like crazy going last time, and it got him in the wall. A 28-second gap to C's. That's never going to come down unless C's engine explodes. Jack in second. 159s now. I don't think he's pushing anymore. Well, you know, obviously he's still driving fast, but I don't think he's pushing that hard. JSM is having to make a splash and dash. Couldn't quite get that car to the end. Although I think that as long as he beats McFlurry Twist, he's going to be happy. Where's McFlurry Twist? Can McFlurry Twist get ahead? I think there's definitely enough fuel in that car to get it to the end. That's too deep into the bus stop. Don't push that hard. Off that car looks like an absolute pig to drive. Backing of it all over the place. The leader's just coming through. Got another pitter in the background. PRD3 can't continue with that level of damage. I think he wants to make sure that Bombastic pitted first so that he wouldn't lose a place when he pitted himself. McFlurry Twist has jumped JSM. But there's JSM right behind him on fresher tyres. So this could be a bit of last minute entertainment for us. No love lost between these two, I'm sure. However, very, very shortly, JSM's going to have to get out of the way of this front runner coming through. That's Vale in third. It is. That's a very distinctive green, white and red livery. Which actually, it's only just occurred to me this is this national flag. I'm old, I get tired and confused easily. McFlurry twist, still got 2.5 seconds back to JSM. I don't know if they're still going to give us a last minute battle. I really hope so. That would be great, because they both had such quiet races at the back. Hopefully they're not going to get all bumper car-y about it. Anybody else close after those last pit stops? Davide is 20 seconds up the road from McFlurry. Then a minute ahead, almost, is Bombastic, who is right behind PRD3. The question is, will Mr. Bombastic try and take PRD3? And where's that massive penalty come from? That looks like a collision penalty. So, how will PRD3 feel about Mr. Bombastic coming past him if he set to pit to repairs? For repairs. Clearly they both took on fresh tyres during their pit stops. Mr. Bombastic is coming. There's no doubt about it. That gap is virtually nothing. So this is the highest placed battle, I think, at the moment on the track. Let's just check out Jack. Yeah, so that is definitely the highest placed battle at the moment. Can Mr. Bombastic get close in the bus stop? Ready off some of that penalty he's got there. Oh, taking a very aggressive and leggy line through the bus stop. But there's a blue flag, we've got somebody coming through. Excuse me, that's a consequence of too much hydrating. Of course, you can never hydrate too much unless you are drowning. Not many laps to go, 3 minutes 55, perhaps 2 laps left. It's going to be a very, very tight finish for these two drivers, unless one shoves the other one off again. As for McFlurry twist, he's managed to get ahead of JSM. Perhaps JSM struggling there while being passed by the front runners. Oops, that's the wrong way. So the closest battle on the field right now, Mr. Bombastic versus PRD3. I think there's probably some unpleasantness due to that little accident that happened a few laps ago. I wouldn't like to say whose fault it is, that's for the stewards. But I have my opinion, and just for once, just this time, I'm going to keep it to myself. So half a second separating these two now. Pretty much the same amount of fuel, I think. PRD3's a little bit more fuel, but I think the amount of fuel they've got isn't going to matter that much, except that PRD3's car is heavier, and he's half his wide. And Mr. Bombastic is through. I think he just pushed too hard from Mr. Bombastic's point of view. PRD3 there, just drove himself straight off, carried too much speed to that corner, or accelerated too early. I'm going to guess he just had too much momentum. I don't think the penalty is going to be enough to bring PRD3 back into play, but we're going to find out. Perhaps down the Kemmel Straight, we're going to see some sort of excellent closing speed. We're going to find out. Mr. Bombastic's had all kinds of issues there with his connection, and he's actually got out of the way. So he's clearly unhappy with the way that that connection is feeling. I don't know how many drivers we've lost through technical issues. We've had 3 drivers go already. 1.5 minutes remain. Whereabouts is the race leader? The race leader's coming up to the bus stop chicane. And since you can't do a lap in these cars in 1 minute 30, that is going to mean we are about to start the final lap of the race, and it has been a long race. Oh, let's have a look. Death Raccoon disconnected. So yeah, connection issue. Very sorry to hear that, Death Raccoon. I did wonder what happened. It did look like something had gone horribly wrong, technically. But it was a great race. You ran for so long in third. And then, of course, Jack managed to get past you. So commiserations, you were doing brilliantly. Oh, always sad to see a technical issue. But you know, it happens in real racing, it happens in sim racing. Very, very unfortunate. I think what we're witnessing now though is the final lap. There's about 32 seconds of the timer remaining, and look at this, C's coming up on Dens again. These two have not had a very good run, to be honest. They've had some bumping, shall we say. Not much in the way of team efforts. But that's good, we like to see racing. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And there we go, the final lap has appeared on the screen. That means that some cars are probably going to finish now, actually. Yep, JSM's already finished in 9th place. So he's not going to catch him with the McFlurry twist. Is C's just going to sit behind Dens now? That's the question, because there's a 23-second gap back to 2nd place. There's no point doing anything crazy right now. Although it's going to be great to see these two sparkly star 5-star cars coming across the line together. Bit of a slide from C's. He got the pole. He made a very brave call with the strategy. Almost didn't work out. But in the end, it's all good. Then takes 4th in Inspired Drive, but thinking of Inspired Drives, this man Jack, absolutely phenomenal. I bet he's over the moon, lights flashing. What an amazing result there for Jack in 2nd place. Bale had caught up to 5 seconds, so that was getting very, very close. Davide brings home 7th. PRD3 looks like going to bring it home in 5th. Mr. Bombastic says, "Going to please turn off resetting and ghosting in the future." So clearly he's unhappy about where it put his car, because he knows perhaps that's what caused the incident with BRPRD3. They both pit. McFlurry Twist finished 8th. Here comes BRPRD3 to cross the line in 5th. Come on, you've got this. Cross the line. It just leaves Mr. Bombastic. The last driver still running. He's finished in 6th. But the day belongs to ZCR C's HKS, who's just cruising home. Virtually nothing in the tank. In fact, the hazards are on. I think he might be an auto drive. Oh no, it's not. He's an auto drive. He's finished the race. You fool. What am I talking about? My brain is fried after 45 laps of Spa, and all I was doing was watching. I don't think I'd have managed if I was driving. I would have got lost at some point. Mr. Bombastic's just crossed the line. That is your race results. C's takes the win. Jack, a fabulous 2nd. Vel Rio, 3rd. Is your race winner. Pole position, fastest lap, and a clean race. What more could you ask for? Over 90 minutes. Let's just congratulate everybody. Well done, everybody. Mr. Bombastics said, "It's been emotional." Yes, yes, it has been emotional. I agree with that entirely. And if you've made it this far into the stream, you've seen an absolutely fabulous victory. These drivers are legends. Endurance racing is not easy. BRPRD3 has left. I think he's a little bit miffed about what happened. Emotions are high. It happens. That was great to watch. JSM's left the room as well. So hopefully some people will come to the stream. We can maybe get some opinions from the racers. And if they don't, then they don't. I'll give them about 5 minutes. Thank you to the racers for putting on that show. That was phenomenal. It looked so difficult. And thank you to anybody who stuck with the stream. Because, you know, that can be tough too sometimes. Thank you to McFlurry Twist, of course, of SSBB, who arranged this. Because he's the man with the plans. And thank you to JSM for giving me the microphone for the evening. Always a challenge of a very different calibre. And McFlurry Twist there saying that the reset is off, but the track resets people. I have been a victim of that once or twice around here. I know that's a bit of an issue. If you want to get involved in SSBB, I'm hoping that JSM remembered to put the details in the description. Let's have a look at the description. Yep, there's a link to the Discord in there. If you want to get involved in SSBB's races, we've got some leagues coming up this year, so you can check out the information in the description. Pop along, say hi. Really, really friendly bunch of people. Really helped me to keep going when sometimes I felt like I didn't want to. Absolutely wonderful. I think that's going to be about it. I don't think anybody else is turning up in the chat. Congratulations to everybody. It's been a pleasure. Hope you tune in next time. If you're new around here, if you like, definitely subscribe and hit that bell, because there's a fantastic year of racing coming. Believe me. For now, good night.